Shalom, following your show. Welcome again to the Rock. Had a couple people ask me, following your show, you okay? You haven't been doing as many videos as you usually do. I'm gonna show you why. First, I want to show you this. This is my continual cedar first cuts. There's a lumber mill out here, and I can get as much cedar as I want, the first cuts as I want. So I've been taking my little 4x8 trailer, and they bundle it and load it up, and I've been bringing it here, and I'll show you. I have many plans for this. I've been using it for railing, I've been using it for shed siding, and I've been using it for gardens, which is what this video is really about. You see those two nice pieces right there? I'm going to be making one, well, this nice piece right here, I'm going to be doing some shaping to it. I'm going to cut the insides out a little bit, make a little groove in here, and then make a little epoxy. I'm going to epoxy it, but inside, I was thinking about making a sewing table for the sisters. And I was going to put some bobbins and different sewing needles in there, in the groove that I cut right down the middle of it. Fill it up with epoxy, and just to have a little nice area. I think it'll be very cool. But let's get to showing you what we've been up to. We have been doing a ton of work. So we're approaching we're actually in one of our gardens where we grew last year. And instead of having in-ground gardens, as you see, this is a pretty sizable garden. We grew tomatoes here. There's the cages all over the place. And we planted garlic in between the, you see some of them coming up, in between the rows, and it's finally coming up. We probably got, I don't know, 1,000 areas or heads of garlic coming in. But you can see here, I'm taking those cedars and I'm making garden beds. Raised garden beds. Now this one's got plastic in it because you see there's huge gaps where the soil can come out. But for most of them now, I'm able to shape and do a little bit of impromptu changing of the wood so that it's a little bit more square. Filling it up with making the beds, filling them up with leaves, and I'm scraping the soil down here, which is really good, and dumping it in these beds. So these two, I have a compost bin, two of them. That little cage I'm gonna end up moving. But this whole garden area you're looking at right now, let me get to the bottom of it. This is all gonna be raised beds. So from up there, all of this, and all of this over here is going to be raised beds. So we will not be doing in-ground growing in this garden. You can see some more garlic, several more rows of garlic. And in this garden right here, which last year grew greens, it's going to be specifically for amaranth. So from the edge all the way down, this is all going to be amaranth, and my hope is that I'm going to be able to grow enough where I could be able to start the process of making chicken feed for my, wait a minute, sorry, realized one of our goats was out of its cage. But we're going to start making our own chicken feed with the heavy and large amaranth heads that we are making, or that we will be growing. We will be able to produce at least some to produce chicken feed and to feed our goats, because the goats like the holes of the amaranth, like these right here, the dried amaranth heads, and then the stalks. They like these, so we're going to be feeding this to them. But I plan on growing all that in here. Hallelujah. Here last year we grew greens and beets, so we have beds. Again, I'm building this whole area out with beds. Since we've been here, we've grown in just straight in the dirt. But we're going to be doing a lot of raised beds this year. We're still going to be doing a lot. I'm not going to show you all the other beds that or all the areas we're growing in the soil. I'm just showing you these right now of they're going to be converted into beds. So there's these areas. This is where we grew our Swiss chard last year, and we're going to be, hey bud, we're going to be growing. I'll be converting these into raised beds too. This garden here and this garden here, both be raised beds. We had our turmeric and garlic, or sorry, turmeric and ginger here last year, and these will stay. Garlic, here's another one garlic bed we got, and we grew it in ground. Now I've made raised beds, and we're going to be growing all of our garlic in this garden, which we've been growing traditionally just inside the ground. You see it right there. I'm transferring everything into beds. Hallelujah. Then there's these beds right here. I did some with cinder block, and then I realized it was cheaper to do it with these. And a lot of these fence post panels are already kind of treated. So I have compost bins that I created using these, and after 4 years there's still no degradation in the wood. So I'm deciding to use this, a lot cheaper. We got cinder block. We'll be growing some sweet potatoes and some potatoes in these, but I still have gardens that are in ground that I'll be growing a lot of that. Here's where the magic is happening, converting, sorry, not magic, forgive me, I don't believe in that, but here's where it's happening, the work is happening. I bring my saw, my drill out here, and working on this. I'm using cedar literally for most of my beds now. I'm using cedar for everything. I use the thicker pieces for the parts that the outside panels bolt onto, and you can see I'm just working on it. Here's the other beds that I've been working on. So these raised beds are going to go all the way down to there. Want to get you a better view of it. There's our mint all in here. I'll be leaving that there. Actually, that's some of our mint. But over here, you can see these are all raised beds, and they're going to continue down. In this garden right there, that's a dandelion. I've been transferring a lot of the dandelion that we had growing in here. All this is going to be going into this bed, and then I'm going to make another bed right here where you're looking at, right where the shovel is. I'll be making another bed right here. But this was a kind of raised bed. You can see I have blocks. I cut this log here, or I cut this tree down right here 5 years ago and used it as a border for one of my gardens. These over here, you can see the beds. And then I have another bed coming here. That's why you see the little outline of it cut out. This is what I've been doing. Then we have these trees I cut 5 years ago also. These were pines, and you can see after 5 years, the wood has broken down for the most part. I mean, literally broken down. Over here, I grew okra last year, and I grew it right in the soil, but now I'm doing raised beds. That right there is my trellis for my Malabar spinach, and then this trellis back here is one of the trellises I have for my climbing green beans. And then I have trellises here. You can see these posts. Those are trellises. Another garden here. Got some cowboy toilet paper right there. Another garden here. I'm keeping this one in ground garden. I will not be converting it over to a raised bed. And then this is where I'll be growing grapes next year. I already planted some last year. They did well. They've died back. I've cut them back. These are passion fruit vines right here. But grapes. Then you have the Jerusalem artichokes there. Then I have another large section way back there of Jerusalem artichokes. I kind of plant Jerusalem artichokes everywhere and let them spread. But this is kind of what I've been doing. This is, you know, those raised beds, obviously they're not, it's not too tedious in making them at all. But it does require time. It does require time, so hallelujah. It's been a absolute blessing. It's been some hard, tedious work in certain areas, and it's been a blessing. It has been a blessing. I'll end it with the Hebrew walking onions. We're still harvesting walking onions despite the fact that it's been down to 20 degrees here. As you can see, we're piling mounds of leaves and eating tons of onions. I don't think I'll be converting this to a raised bed either. It'll just stay like this. But this is what I've been doing. So, yes, I'm all right. Things are great. Family's doing great. Everybody's putting in, helping, getting these garden beds in because we are going to have a amazing growing season next year. Along with the fact that there are so many things going on in society right now. I don't know. I just kind of felt that the Most High was kind of leading me to spend this fall, winter, focusing on food production. Not so much on the other things that I've usually done during the winter, but mostly food production. So we got our animals doing good, goats, chickens. We have rabbits for dog food. We don't eat rabbit, but our dogs can. And things are just moving smoothly. Hallelujah. Bless y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed just kind of seeing what I'm doing. It's been a blessing. All right. Bless y'all. Shalom.